Hmm? Good afternoon, everybody, and I'd like to welcome you to our first inaugural Colwood-hosted Capital West Accessibility Advisory Committee. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 2 p.m. And I'd like to acknowledge with respect that we're meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin-speaking people, and we're honored to have the opportunity to build strong working relationships with the people of the Songhees and Kisepsum nations. So first of all, we have on our list is approval of the agenda, and I'm going to ask for the committee to possibly make an amendment to the agenda to add as the first order of business the election of the chair and the vice chair of the committee. As well, I'd like to add 2 items at the end of the agenda, which would be just a verbal update on where the Highlands is at, as well as a verbal update on where Colwood is at. So with that, I'm hoping I can get a mover to approve the agenda as amended. So it was moved by the corporate officer of Highlands, Amanda Irving. And because this is our first meeting, I'm going to ask that we do a quick introduction of all of the committee members. So if we can get the first committee member to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Joanne Human. I represent Esquimalt today. I'm very happy to be here, and I have experience in healthcare, and I'm all for accessibility and inclusion, and this is one of my passions. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Patsy Hamilton, and I represent the town of View Royal. I'm happy to be here with everyone today and looking forward to the opportunity of moving forward with accessibility in all our communities.
Hi, I am Marcy Lalande. I'm the corporate officer for the city of Colwood. We are currently looking for a citizen representative to fill this position. So I am temporarily the chair of the committee for today. And after the call for the chair and the vice chair, it will be taken over by another citizen member. And I'm very happy to be here and nice to meet everyone today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Janie Finnerty, and I'm representing the district of Metchosin. I have a mobility issue, and so yeah, just I'm really interested in seeing what I can do to move things along. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Amanda Irving. I'm the corporate officer for the District of Highlands. I'm the current representative for the Capital West Accessibility Advisory Committee. We are still looking for a citizen representative. So we'll continue with that and I will stay on until we have one. And I have worked with the district for the past 6 months and helped them develop their accessibility plan, which was adopted at our last council meeting. Test.
Now,
There's something weird with.
okay, I'll just leave it on. We're good now. My apologies. Sorry. Go ahead, Belinda.
Oh, hi, I'm Belinda. I am the Langford resident volunteer for this committee. I'm very excited to be part of this group and looking forward to what's to come in supporting accessibility and inclusion in our work environment, in our homes or streets, neighborhoods. I bring the perspective of the invisible disabilities to the table. Thank you.
Thank you. So our first item of business is we have adoption of minutes. So if I can get somebody to move the adoption of the minutes from the December 18th, 2024 meeting. It was so moved by Amanda Irving. And I'll just call the question. Is everybody in favor of the adoption of the minutes? Looks like it's carried unanimously. Thank you. And so our first item of business is to do the election as the chair and the vice chair. If I can get somebody to put forward a motion for who they would like to be the chair for the committee, that would be great.
I'd like to, can you hear me?
Can you?
No. It's not.
Maybe we can just grab, actually, maybe, I don't want to hit mine off.
When I was waiting there, it said Victoria Keene and it said
That's
Lisa
them.
and Victoria Keene.
That's there.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh, I see.
My apologies. I'm not sure why we're having a problem with the mics, but I could just let everybody know that Janie actually nominates Patsy as being the chair of the committee. So we have a mover. So I would like to call the question. Is everybody in favor of having Patsy as the committee member?
Yeah.
Looking for hands? Thank you. Okay, so that's carried unanimously. Thank you. And if I could get somebody to put forward a motion to appoint a vice chair to the committee. Oh, let's see if it works.
Hi, I would like to nominate Jane Finnerty as vice chair of the committee.
Thank you. So I'd like to call the question. And if everybody's in support of that motion, please raise your hands. Sorry, Belinda, were you in support? Yes? Okay, thank you. So that's unanimous too. Perfect. So we have our chair and vice chair. Thank you. So we will move on to the first item of business. And I'm just going to continue chairing the meeting for the remainder of this meeting, and we will have our chair take over for our second meeting. So we have a letter that is on the agenda from the District of Metchosin, and they're looking for a letter of support for their grant application. And unfortunately, Tina from Metchosin was not available today. So perhaps I can get. I'm just opening up her letter. So the letter from the District of Metchosin is they're requesting a letter of support from the Capital West Advisory Committee to include with the district's application for a local community accessibility grant through Spark BC to implement initiatives identified in our accessibility plan. So if somebody is willing to put forward a motion to provide a letter of support, and the motion will get forwarded to Metchosin Council with from the Capital West Committee. So is that a motion from Janie? So Janie has just put forward a motion to provide a letter of support. And could I call the question on from everybody else? And you can just do it by show of hands. So everybody's in support, so that's carried unanimously.
Can I
Our
ask a
next-
question?
Yes, of course.
Who drafts that?
The letter of support? It would be drafted through the District of Metchosin.
No, our support letter.
We're approving that they send through a letter. Oh, who would draft this letter of support? Yeah, our staff will draft it and we will send out a copy to the committee before it gets forwarded off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just advising those online, we are having a technical difficulty. We're just gonna reboot the system here. I'll be 1 moment.
Give me a second.
Okay. Oh, test, test, test. It's working. I'm not touching it. Test, test. My apologies, everybody, for the technical difficulty, but it looks like we're up and running again. So moving on, we have item 4.2, which is from the town of View Royal, and I'll allow Sarah Jones to present that. Thank you. My toggle's gone off. You. Sorry. I kicked out. Sorry. Thank you.
Great, thank you. What you have before you on the agenda today is a request to the committee for a letter of support from the committee that would accompany our application to Spark BC for improvements to our town hall. There are 3 separate projects that are identified. One of them has to do with accessibility to our entrance, and that would be replacing our activation switch for the automated door or the power assist door opener. Right now they're older, they exist, but they're older. Unfortunately, because they're older, they don't perform in the way I believe that they should. And they don't remain open as long as they should. And I also think that the elongated 36-inch model would be preferable to the rounder, older version. As well, I would think that the larger pane glass would be more suitable for visibility. And finally, at the front entrance, the proposal is to have cane detectable protective component for people with visual impairments who wouldn't necessarily see the power door opening. And so that would be the front entrance improvements. The other physical improvement would be council chambers exterior ramp to the dais. It would be done in conjunction with another project, and that would be a safe egress in the event of an emergency. And finally, a website refresh. So while this isn't a physical project, it is a digital or electronic refresh of our website for the addition of accessibility features. So adjusting font sizes, contrast settings, and also the images, more descriptive or described images to be added to our website, making it more accessible for people who do come to our website and seek information from the municipality. And so this request before you today is to have a letter from the committee that can accompany our application to Spark BC. The funds are available for up to $25,000, and we would hope to stretch them as far as we can if we are successful in our grant application. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. So do we have anybody that's willing to put forward a motion to provide the letter of support? So I've got hands up here from Patsy. Oh, we don't need a seconder. So I'll just call the question from everybody. Is everybody in support of providing that? Unanimous all the way around. Thank you very much. Our next item is a request for a letter of support for the city of Langford. And I was not sure if Belinda, you were presenting that or if you would like someone here to do that on your behalf.
Do you know what? It hasn't been brought to my attention, so maybe it's best if somebody from the city do that on my behalf. Is Nisa available?
Yes,
Okay.
Nisa is available, so we'll have Nisa present that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So the city of Langford, our engineering department specifically, is looking for a letter of support because they came to legislative services and said that they would like to submit a grant application to get those tactile warning indicators installed at the intersection of Goldstream and Jacklin Road, which, if you're familiar, is Sabai Thai Co-op gas station and Ruth King School right there. So that's a very well-traveled crosswalk. So they came to us and said if there would be an option to bring this to the committee to receive a letter of support, and they would love to submit an application. So we are hoping that we can walk away with one of those today and begin that process.
Thank you, Nisa. So, it looks like do we have a question from Belinda? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hi, Nisa, I wasn't clear on what it is that is proposed for the Goldstream Jacklin. What did you say? Some kind of sensor?
Yeah, so it's a tactile warning indicator is what it's called. You may be familiar with them. I know the airport has them. They're like a yellow strip that gets installed into a flat surface, and they are textured and bumpy, and they can be felt underfoot or by mobility devices to indicate a variety of changes. It's mostly a pause point to prevent somebody from hurting themselves or entering into a hazardous situation. So with that crosswalk there being as busy as it is, this tactile warning indicator, when felt, would give someone pause. That's the hope, that you're entering a potentially quite busy intersection. So I do have a picture included as page 14 of 17 of the agenda, and it's just a little yellow strip there. I think when you see them, you might recognize them. They are prevalent around town. I've seen them in a few places. I know, but I don't believe Langford has any just yet. So further to this letter, I guess, to continue, our engineering department also was hoping the committee might voice their support for the addition of these tactile warning indicators for use throughout Langford when we begin doing some more projects and road infrastructure improvements or sidewalk enhancements. That is this a good idea? Is this something that the committee would like to see in Langford? So that was kind of further to the letter, was just that general support from the committee that this is something that would be valuable for the community.
Thank you, Nisa. And we do have another question for you from Patsy. Please go ahead. Did you hit the button? Oh, there we go.
No, oh, now I'm on. Okay, Nisa, my question is, it looks like it's a slippery surface. So how does that work during, falling leaves, falling snow, falling ice, and how will it be cleared up during especially snow days and things like that? Thank you.
I believe the surface itself is rated for accessibility. Like, this is a tool that is like widely used. As for covering such as snow and leaves, I would have to get confirmation from our engineering department as to exactly how that would be handled, because I'm not entirely sure, because I know sidewalks can be a bit tough in slippery situations in that way. So I'd like to check with our engineering department and get back to the committee about removal of materials such as that on those indicators.
Thank you. So are we looking to have a motion to provide this letter of support? If we could get a mover, please. Oh, that's okay. So Patsy has moved the recommendation. Thank you. And if I can get a show of hands, who's in support of the recommendation? You don't have to be. Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Sorry, I have just a question from Joanne right now, and then we'll go to you next, Belinda. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, who does this benefit really? Since it's the pedestrians I'm hearing, like people that are crossing, right? So, traffic is such a big issue with cars. So I'm just wondering, how is this really benefiting ultimately the people crossing when there's such a busy intersection? I understand that this gives warning of, busyness, but isn't the issue more about the vehicles? Just wondering.
Sorry, yeah. So the indicator itself is to be placed within the sidewalk, like inset within. So potentially people with visual disabilities or blindness or experiencing challenges in that way, you'll be able to feel it. That's the idea when you step on it. And that is just to give you pause. Like, they can mean multiple things.
So it's just in the sidewalk.
Yes,
it's not
it's
the
inset.
crosswalk.
No, it's flush
Okay,
in the
thank
sidewalk.
you.
So it stops
Okay,
you right
that
there and
was-
says,
okay.
just one moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Sorry, and I believe you might have had a question as well, Belinda?
Yes, I'm just wondering if the information that Patsy was asking could be provided before we move this.
So can I just ask a question from Nisa from Langford, if there is a timeline on when they have to have this forward?
Spark BC themselves has a deadline. I'm not aware of it exactly at this time. If any of the other corporate officers might have an idea, but our engineering department is looking to get this going if possible. We're in the middle of budget time, and as the letter states, if we don't receive grant funding for this, this is an item that would be deferred to a later time. So we are hoping if we can move on this during the budget time, that would be ideal, just to have that grant funding in place, or at least going.
I thank you, Belinda, for bringing that up, because that was really an important feature, as well as what you brought up, Joanna. And yeah, I don't want to rush. I agree. I don't want to rush to make this decision if, you know, we're going to put all this money, we get the grant, which is great, but then all this money goes into it, but it's not safe because we can't rely on it being cleared all the time. Thank you.
So oh, sorry, go ahead. Jamie?
Okay, sorry, just wanted to point out that these are all over town and they are cleared on a regular basis. So, you know, I think it would be a real shame to hold it up for really a stamp of approval from the engineering department. They're cleaned everywhere as fast as they can be. May not be instantaneous, but to me, it's just like the hundreds of other ones that are out there. And so I'd hate to see it held up for that reason.
Go ahead, Patsy.
Thanks. That's an interesting point, because one of the things I think, just as residents of all our municipalities, is we do have to take into account that there are times, especially in snow, those times that it might not necessarily happen the way we want it to, which, you know, that instant thing. One of my big concerns actually of it is the leaf and cherry blossoms. We have a lot of those in Langford, and that doesn't seem to be cleared as often as you would during a snowstorm. So I don't know, perhaps we can bring that forward to, I don't know, a council meeting, or I don't know.
So I'll just chime in that I believe that if we didn't put through this motion today to get forwarded to Langford Council, that we would miss the deadline for this grant. I believe that staff could provide further information to the committee members, but by that time it would definitely be past the timeline to be able to get the application in. We do have a motion that was made by Patsy that to provide a letter of support, we can call the question on that. We could ask the staff to please provide the committee with that information. Even if you decide, like if you decide to move this motion through, we can still provide that information. But if you do want the information prior to making this decision, the deadline would be missed and the opportunity to have this installed at this time would be missed. Just to let you know. I don't know if it's whatever the committee wishes to do. But did you have further questions? Go ahead.
No, I don't have any further questions, and you know, I want to move it forward. But I'm also like, how strong is that letter that you're talking about to
I believe for the grant application, it is a requirement to have a letter of support from the municipality. Yeah.
Sorry, I understand the letter of support, but the notification to engineering, will we get information back at the next meeting or prior to the next meeting that they have heard this and have give us some information? That's what we really want all the time, is information. Like, what exactly are you going to do and when are you going to do it?
There we go.
I'm happy to get back to our engineering department and have them respond. That won't take long at all. We can give that to Tiffany to be distributed to the committee with the other information that's coming. But yeah, to Marcy's point, I definitely agree. I think it might be a shame to let this roadwork season pass us by without an opportunity like this. And I'm happy to get some confirmation from our engineering department, and this would be a new accessibility feature for Langford, so I'm sure they would be happy to give us some information as to how that would be maintained going forward.
Split it? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead if you want to. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh,
So-
you just hit it again, sorry.
Oh, sorry. So maybe we could, if we split the recommendation, then that would provide the letter of support. We'll vote on that first, and then the second part would further support for the use of the tactile warning indicators throughout Langford could be a second motion that we could vote on. Or deal with it at a later time.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm just gonna let Patsy speak 1 second. There we go.
I'm going to trust in the system, and I think we should move forward with this, but I will, as a Langford resident, bring it forward in an email to them as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So go ahead. Sorry, there you are, Belinda. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, I was just trying to do a little bit of research while people were talking. And so it seems like as Nisa said, it's primarily to support the blind. And if it's what I'm seeing, the surface is textured. So I don't think that it would be slippery if it's got a textured surface. And it seems like it is kind of a common thing for providing to support the blind. I'm a little bit more clear on what this is now that I've seen a picture. And I think maybe we should just go ahead and do the letter of support now that we have a bit more understanding.
Okay, so just for clarification, the motion that was presented in the letter from Langford was that the Capital West Accessibility Committee provide a letter of support to the City of Langford to accompany their Spark BC grant application to purchase and install tactile warning indicators at the Goldstream Avenue and Jacklin Road intersection, and that the committee provide its further support for the use of tactile warning indicators throughout the City of Langford. So would you like to just put the first part of the motion forward at this time?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we have Patsy making a motion for the first part of the recommendation. The secondary one, we can bring that back to a later meeting after information is provided to the committee members. So I'm going to call the question on providing the letter of support. If you could do it by a show of hands, that'd be great. So it is unanimous for the letter of support for Langford. Thank you. So we also have as the next item, the City of Langford accessibility feedback that's been received. I'm not sure who's presenting that. Nisa is presenting that. Thank you.
Hi again. So if you've been following the Capital West Accessibility Advisory Committee agendas from the past year, municipalities, when in receipt of accessibility related feedback, have been providing this to the committee. So this is just a continuation of that, and I've included accessibility feedback received since just before our last meeting in December of 2024. And I stopped accepting feedback for this period about a week before the agenda was posted. So I'd say early February of 2025. So happy to provide this to the committee going forward as well.
Thanks, Nisa. Did anybody have any comments or questions? Nope. Okay. So our next item that's on the agenda is the Contact Accessibility Standards Canada Accessible Service Delivery. This is just to provide information to the committee members on feedback that the government is looking for on design and delivery of accessible programs and services. And I believe that the link has been sent out through this agenda. And I believe there was a deadline of having it in by April 14th of 2025. So this is just for information purposes only. Moving forward, we have a couple of items that were added on during approval of the agenda. I'll invite Amanda Irving from Highlands to provide an update on where the Highlands is at currently. Thank you.
Thank you. So the District of Highlands has undertaken the recruitment for an accessibility member. In October, we started our campaign to find a citizen representative, and we placed advertisements in the Goldstream Gazette in October, 2 advertisements. We also shared the information on our website and Facebook page, but did not receive any applications. In December, Council made a motion to extend the recruitment process. So we've posted it again on our website and Facebook page. We've also posted on 25 bulletin boards throughout the district to grab people's attention where they pick up their mail. We circulated a call for members through our select committees and our community associations. We also ask that council members engage with community members to see if there's anybody that would be interested in joining. So the council is committed to finding a representative, and we will continue to do so until we find someone. In February of this year, the District of Highlands adopted our our accessibility plan. And I'm not sure. I think that's going to come forward as a full package with all of them once they're all adopted by council. So I didn't provide it in the agenda today. We also allocated some funds because we weren't sure if there was going to be any costs associated with developing the plan to make it more accessible. So council's covered all of the bases there. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. I don't know if any committee members had any questions for her. I just want to take pause just to make sure. Okay, we're good. Okay, so, oh, you have a question. Go ahead, Patsy. Sorry.
Hi, it's just a quick one because, you know, all of us representatives have surely submitted to accessibility through the website our questions and concerns. So I'm wondering, now that we've acknowledged that they've been received, what do we do with these? Are they up for discussion? Do we table them for the next meeting? How do we follow up with people's concerns? And what do we choose to respond to?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes. So for the comments that come through our accessibility emails or that we receive by, I'm sorry? Oh, no. So we have each municipality has an individual email address where people can contact us and let us know of any accessibility concerns. So the previous item that we just had on the agenda that Nisa brought forward was providing information on the feedback that's been received from her individual municipality. I can advise that Colwood has not. If there is accessibility related correspondence that is received, it will get forwarded and provided to the committee. for discussion. If it's something that needs to get put forward into the committee. So that's why NISA and in the past other municipalities have brought it forward, giving us a little update on what has been received, and discussion can happen at that time.
So you can have discussion at the meeting here. We can open this up for discussion.
Right, just
right?
like when I said
Okay.
after NISA had her item, that if
Right.
anybody wanted to talk about anything that NISA had presented, we can have a chat
Okay.
about it.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Um,
Did you have comments on that?
I guess my comment is, because we're new, it's our first time is that, I think we do need to take time to respond to these, especially as, resident representatives. So I'm wondering, I don't have many questions about today's, but I wonder if in future, if we would be able to get as resident representatives, these kinds of this kind of feedback earlier so that we can build upon something that we want to talk about or be concerned about within all the communities. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I don't know. NISA can go ahead and comment on the one that was included for today. Oh, sorry.
My understanding was this was provided as more of an information only sort of idea as staff respond to a lot of these, and these are forwarded throughout the municipality and throughout departments to be dealt with as seen fit or responded to directly. I don't believe Langford was expecting to have the committee receive or provide input, sorry, on each of these items. I mean, of course, you know, your relevant expertise, of course, is always welcome. However, I'm hesitant to open this up as something that would have the committee explaining to staff through council how to respond, because we don't, that would be a very long delay for people to wait. Our meetings are 2 to 4 months in between, and I can't leave an email for 2 to 4 months from somebody asking for feedback. So I think my intent today bringing this forward was for information only, not so much to receive direction at this time.
Yeah, I know that you guys have, that the committee has done this in the past, is read them off from each municipality. I think my suggestion would be if it was something that was, you know, really sticks out and sticks out among everybody, all the resident representatives, that that should be discussed at the meeting. But I do agree for time purposes that it is impossible to go through everything. Thank you.
Yeah, and just for some clarification, if we're providing these comments, it's of course to provide you with information, and it'll help you with other further decision making when we're looking at the plan. But yeah, of course, we're not going to hold off on things, and we will be responding staff wise to any of these concerns and reaching out and acknowledging that we're receiving these. We always acknowledge that. Could speak for, I'm sure, every municipality that we do, but I don't think it's limited to have, like, if we're presenting it on the agenda, there's always an opportunity for a conversation about those items. It's not that we're looking for action on it, but there is opportunity for feedback from the committee on their take on it. So.
Thanks, I understand that much better now. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think our last item that we added onto the agenda was I just wanted to provide an update on the City of Colwood. So our draft accessibility plan went to council on Monday. They approved that it go out to the public. So we've got it on our website now, available to the public. I believe, are putting it out through our Let's Talk Colwood as well to see if we can get some feedback on it. We plan to leave that open for public comment up until April the 25th. At that point, we'll be bringing it back along with any comments that are received through the public to council to get their final approval. And I think there is, I'm trying to think of how many municipalities are actually haven't got the approval yet. I know I'm one. I believe Souk is another one. I'm not sure if everybody else has got their approval on their draft plans. Once the approval has been received by every member or every member municipality from their councils, we are intending to put all of them together into one unified document. And that would be being brought back to the committee at that time. So just to keep you in the loop on that one. Does anybody else have any other comments before we adjourn our meeting? I think we're good. Can I get a mover to adjourn? Or was that a comment? Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
So I'm just wondering, moving forward now, did we have a copy of all this information in the email? Like regarding the District of Metchosin and all those letters? Was that part of the package? Because I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Huh?
in the agenda package?
Well, I got the agenda, but I didn't get like what we reviewed today. Like the letters, that we just spoke about. Like
The requests
Yeah,
are
they're-
attached to the agenda. No, the letters will be drafted
Okay,
by
so
once.
these were in like the, Langford's request for.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so I
yes,
missed
sorry.
that. Okay.
Yeah, they're all attached. So when we put out our agendas, we provide either a PDF one or an HTML. So you
Okay.
can click on the different links.
Okay.
But all those requests were actually attached to the
Okay,
agenda.
sorry, I overlooked that.
No,
so I
no
wasn't very
worries. No,
prepared.
of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to confirm.
Okay, of course. Okay. Go ahead, Janie.
Yeah, just maybe this was covered as well and I missed it, but just a question about the agendas. Are we able to submit, oh my gosh, sorry. Are we able to submit agenda items beforehand to be added, or how does that work?
So the agenda items are usually either provided to us by council because we're advising council on matters, or it could be agenda items that are forwarded by staff. I believe the terms of reference, I'm not sure what the wording is within it, but that it's not items that get forwarded to by individual committee members. It's items that are forwarded, like I said, by our member municipalities, because it's an advisory committee on items that we're supposed to advise on for our individual councils. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so if a member of the public asked us to come forward with a concern or whatever,
What I'd really encourage, if there's a member of the public that has a concern, if they can submit it through our email that's provided through accessibility, then at least for each individual municipality, at least it gets copied to every single member and it goes through the proper process.
Okay.
We'd really appreciate it. If you have people that have concerns, if you can encourage them to use that feature, that would be wonderful.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, I think there was some confusion about the agenda because the agenda didn't only had the cover page, but within the cover page, there were links to each item. So there were underlined links in there and it would take you to the document. Yeah.
And just if anybody actually would require a hard copy of an agenda instead of receiving it electronically, if you could just reach out to our admin assistant that is providing it, just let us know and we'll make sure that you get a full copy of a package sent to you if need be. It is a little bit of a tight time frame by the time we have it published and by the time of the meeting, but we can at least have a copy provided and we can leave it at the front counter at City Hall if that's something that you would like. So at any time, please let us know. Go ahead, Joanna.
Thank you. That's great. Now I'm just wondering, where's the Esquimalt representation? Because there's different, am I it?
Yes.
Okay, so because there's some people
Sorry.
that are, working at the city
Yes,
here, right? So it's
right.
because you haven't found someone
Correct.
from the committee.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, some of us have different rules and regulations on who can be appointed as a member, depending on how it is. Some municipalities specifically need a member from their municipality. Others allow other representatives from other, municipalities to actually become members of a different muni. So that's, we've got a few representatives, of course, but it depends on what each individual municipality. I think when I speak for Highlands, it has to be a member of the Highlands as per their procedure, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? No, I'm wrong. You'll take a new one?
We don't have anything specifically saying that, but the district council is interested in having someone from their community represent them. So it was a council decision to do that.
Okay. So I think in closing, what I would like to say, if anybody knows anybody that would be interested on partaking on the committee, we've got a space in Souk, Highlands, and Colwood that's looking for a citizen representative. So that would be great. Okay. Does anybody else have any other comments? You're good. Okay, so I'm looking for, oh, do you have a question, Belinda?
Yeah, I just wanted some clarification. And I think it was just what, and I'm trying to remember her name now. With the different municipalities where some of us, like, for example, Langford has me as a resident, but also NISA. So from what I understood from what you just said is that each municipality decides whether they're going to have like 2 people or 1 person.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. I believe Nisa's here because we're just in the middle of transitioning over. And although there is a Langford representative, there was an ask on the agenda from Langford that Nisa had more information on. So she was here to present that and to answer questions on that, as well as Sarah Jones, who's the corporate officer for View Royal. She wanted to present the information on getting the letter of support. As for myself and Amanda Irving, we don't have any representatives right now. So as Colwood's hosting, that's why I'm chairing the meeting at this time. But the next meeting will be chaired by Patsy.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, and Nisa just wanted to add some additional information. 1 second.
Hello, sorry. And Belinda, we don't want to put you on the spot. So as staff, when we bring an item forward, we are quote unquote the expert. So that's why I would never put that onto you. If we're bringing something forward from the staff perspective, Langford is going to send somebody either virtually or in person to attend this meeting from the staff perspective. And that does not have to be your job at all. You don't have to worry about becoming a Langford expert overnight on all things of our internal workings. So you're here for your expertise and to represent the city. And I'm here to represent the staff and the information that we've provided to the committee.
And so were you saying that there will always be a representative of Langford? That's what I'm just trying to clarify.
Not unless we have an item. We don't plan to attend unless we have something specific on the agenda. So in this case, yeah.
I understand. Thank you, Nisa.
Yeah, no problem.
But you'd attend virtually.
No.
So all you guys are gone?
So do you want to turn on your mic so everybody can hear? Thanks.
Okay. Sorry. I need more clarification thanks, Belinda, because so at the next meeting, the only people that will be here unless there's something that needs to be presented will be
The citizen members and of course the city of Colwood this year is providing administrative and staff support. So I plan on attending every single meeting.
okay.
As well as having administrative support that makes sure that the minutes and the agendas are done, that correspondence that, today we've
Okay.
approved some letters of support, get done, and that, so Colwood will always be here. And all the other members will be here, of course. And then anytime there's going to be an item on there that has a staff support that's needed, then you will see members from those municipalities or staff members from those municipalities. So you can ask them questions because they're the expert matters on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. So I don't even remember who actually made, I don't know if we had a motion for adjournment, but I believe Patsy's making a motion for adjourning the meeting right now. And I just want to check around. Is everybody okay with that? It's okay. So we are adjourning the meeting. Thank you all so much for the first meeting, and I apologize for the few hiccups, but we'll get it better next time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye in Australia.